Evening. Welcome to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Day by Day. This is day 34, 35. How's life in the Empire treating you? I know Arnold always ends his videos with, "It's great to be in the Empire today." And I know that's kind of a shtick because he's the he's the Grand Admiral of the video game texting division. But have you ever stopped to think, in present day, aren't we kind of living in the Empire? I'm just thinking about it. I know we're all fans of, well, I shouldn't say all of us, because I know there are some people out there who disagree with my take on things, you know. And people love Darth Vader for whatever reason that I honestly can't. It doesn't compute. And I'm with you if you say that Vader is a victim of Palpatine. I'm with you there, but it was all Palpatine's fault, right? Can we agree that it was all Palpatine's fault? The whole thing behind the Clone Wars and everything, it was all Palpatine's. Everything was Palpatine's fault. And even you know, most people hate the sequels, and then the last one is like the reason why they're having to write everything like the Bad Batch was whole a thing, and you know what they're doing with Mando is because of what they did in the Rise of Skywalker, where, you know, if you watch Screen Crash, you know, Ryan Aries like somehow Palpatine returned, and it's this whole shtick for the whole thing, and it never, in my estimation, it never stops not being funny. It's always funny because it's just like, you know, and obviously they had done the stuff with Rebels, and no, wait a minute, they did Clone Wars. Did they do Rebels before the sequels came out? I think they did. And then what they do, so they had that landscape. It's just, but I digress. But my belief is we kind of don't know. Now we we're actively living in a. It's not even a pseudo state. It's in an actual state of Galactic Republic. What I wish was Galactic Republic, but of Imperial rule. And at least that's the way I look at it. You can feel free to disagree, but with the stuff and everything, it's obvious. And that makes me sad because we, you know, a lot of people root when you watch those, well, like when you watch those episodes, like when you watch Bad Batch, excuse me, why am I coughing now? When you watched the Bad Batch, or you watched Rebels, or you watched Clone Wars, well, when you watched Clone Wars, did you root for Palpatine? Did you root for when you watched Rebels, did you root for Grand Admiral Thrawn? When you watched Bad Batch, did you root for Hemlock or a Rampart? I mean, when at the end of season 1 of Rebels, when Rampart took out Topoka City, I'm just like, really? And then, and then also in Bad Batch, they used Maltantus, so they've basically used everything from the Heir to the Empire books. They've used Maltantus. They haven't used. They've used Thrawn. They've used Rook. They've used Pelion. They've used, the only people they haven't used is Joris Sebioth, who I would not be surprised if they didn't try to shoehorn that in at some point, and also Mara Jade. But, I am really, because I think a lot. That's the reason I'm constantly back and forth on trying to figure out what I want to farm. Who do I want to farm? When do I want to farm them? Why do I want to farm them? And if you haven't noticed, I don't exactly do what everybody tells you to do. I do what makes sense to me. And it's like we've meandered our way to getting the executor requirements done after 381 days, and we still haven't technically finished the TIE bomber all the way to 7 stars, but that's immaterial. But we have done everything else. We have done, and now we're working on this. Now we're farming Kairos for, we're trying to finish Chupio and Boosh. Boosh because we just want to get her done, and Chupio because he's the last member of the CLS team that we need. By the way, on my one of the things that I'm learning on this this locator Profundity Rush is the value of farming Wicket and Chupio super early. Like, I'm not even 85. We're at 83. We're almost 84. And I've got Chupio already at 4 stars, and so we're actively farming Chupio and Wicket already. And that, and Chupio, like, being the one, because you get CLS all the way unlocked. You farm Han in the raid store. You get Chewie out of a legendary event. You get 3PO out of a legendary event. And Chupio is the only one that you have to hard farm. And it's like, he takes forever to hard farm him. And it's just, oh my gosh, it's brutal. And the whole time it's like, why am I doing this again? Why do I hate my life? That's really how it feels. Because after you're basically given all of those 4 characters, it's like, why do I have to farm this guy? Why does this guy take forever to farm? And it's you're just like, why am I doing this to myself? Why is this taking forever? And it's like you have a ton of questions. You just have a ton of questions. My gosh, we didn't get any Outlander. By the way, I'm not farming Profanity yet. If you're wondering why I'm farming the Rebel Y-Wing and the Outrider, it's because I want to get them done, so I don't have to worry about them later. That's it. So when I do decide to go for Profanity, I'll be like, oh, you know what? The Rebel Y-Wing and the Outrider are already done, so I don't have to worry about that. But I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny about how we cheer for Ezra, and we cheer for Sabine, and we cheer for Mando, and we cheer for all of these characters. But at the end of the day, we're all on, or a lot of us, I should say. I'm not going to include myself in that faction because I makes my own choices. Well, I makes my own choices in life. In this game, you really can't. I mean, you can just, because you can decide for yourself in this game when you want to farm this team or that team, and it's like if you're an early game like I still am. For me, going for someone like, going for somebody like the Gungans that just came out, it doesn't make any sense for me to farm Bombardier or the Phalanx or Tarvals or any of them right now. I mean, I could argue that it makes sense for me to farm the Cal Kestis team, and I farmed Marin because Marin does work for me. It's gonna be good for me, but Seer and Cal and Saw Gerrera and Captain Tarful, not so much. And Gas, if they come out with Gas as the captain for the Resolute, that'll obviously change my thinking about when and where I want to change Gas chart. I mean, go after Gas, and who knows? By the time you see this video, maybe they've announced, hey, we've decided what the next capital ship is, and it's the Resolute, and you need gas at like 9 or whatever to open the Resolute, and you have to farm Kit Fisto for Kit Fisto's fighter, and Koth for this fighter, and all this, and it's like, if that happens, gas will be on my list. But right now the Gungans just aren't really. They're not practical for me. The rest of the Cal journey is not practical for me. Inquisitors on any count that's not my hyperlight. Like, I can tell you, after having I'm almost done with Second Sister, and I've done all of the other 4 Inquisitors already. But it's like I'm going to be doing every other assault battle team before I do the Inquisitor, because the Inquisitors are that painful. And I will tell you, the one thing I'm very curious about is, I know that Nooch mentioned that he's not going to be doing the Inquisitors on his new Lord Vader account. That instead of, he's going to be doing Tuscans, and that I'm very curious about, because if I can produce well enough to make Tuscans worth my while, because they're going to give us a reason to play. They're going to give us a reason. I know they gave us a reason to level Tuscans and farm Tuscans 2 years ago with the, or last year, I should say, at the beginning of 2023 for the crate raid. You know, and then we did Ewoks, but you already have, I mean, the thing about the speeder bike raid is you already have a reason. You already had a reason to have it troopers, and you already have a reason to have Ewoks. But with the crate raid, you didn't really have a reason to have Jawas and Tuscans. And with this one, with this new Naboo raid, this new Phantom Menace raid, you have a reason to have Seps. You have a reason to have Galactic Republic. You have a reason to have Gungans, but we don't have a reason to have Eid Koth and Kit Fisto and I'm a Gundai and some of these guys, but you know, it's all fun and games until somebody releases an eye, I guess. And it's gonna be phenomenal when they're like, oh hey, that's good. What are we doing? Why did I not do that? I don't know. I don't know why I didn't do it. I have no idea. Day's been crazy. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and go. By the way, the home one is back in 3 days and 1 hour. And then we get the home one. Hopefully we'll have enough to knock out the home one. If not, I'm going to come very close. And, at least we'll get into Executor. And hopefully we can get pretty far into Executor. But how far? I don't know. How far we get to the Executor, I don't know. But anyway, I'm super happy about that. Anyway, let me know what you think. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. If you like what I do, please tell your friends, like, subscribe, do all that. Make sure you hold the line. And God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow. As always, we'll talk to you then. Bye.